Dave and JR here. We wanted to review Bulwark's insulated parka and bib and insulated coverall flame resistant line. So JR has the Bulwark insulated parka and bib on. I am wearing the insulated flame resistant coverall, and we just wanted to touch on our feedback that we hear out there from the field of this particular product line, some of the features and the benefits, and an overall feedback on the wearers have been using this product line. So, what JR has on is our top selling combination, the parka and the bib. I think Bulwark did a great job with this particular combination. It's extremely insulating, keeps you warm. If you're in below freezing temperatures, you're going to be fine. You'll be really comfortable in this product line. The other thing that I thought they did really well is they've added the reflective striping. So you can order this particular parka and bib with and without the reflective striping. So if you're in low light conditions or you're out there working in the oil fields, we know that it's been more of a demand that your outermost layering has some reflective striping on it. So that's what's really great about this product line, is that they've give you the option. I think they've done a great job with the outer shell. It's ready to wear. The fabric is soft and pliable right out of the box. So it's doesn't take a period of washing to break it in. They've also treated this garment with a DWR treatment. That's a water repellent type of finish. It's not waterproof, but it's water repellent. And where that helps you is if you're caught in, some snow, you have a light snow going on, and that moisture starts collecting on the garment. That helps bead that moisture away from the garment. If you can keep yourself dry, you're going to keep yourself more comfortable and certainly warmer. So, that's some of JR. How do you feel about the garment? You're wearing it. What do you think?
So I've had it on for a few minutes before we started the video, and I'm instantly warm. That's one of the things, and I'm glad you mentioned the insulation. If you didn't, I was going to. Another thing that I really like is when I zip it up, it's tight. I think this is a large, okay? But I think what makes it snug is the elastic that's inside of here. That's another way that I think anyone that wears this jacket could keep warm, is you can take this elastic and essentially with these heavy duty snaps, you can snap this elastic together. So while the parka's long, okay, the tail is really long, there's absolutely, I'm telling you, there's no air that's going to get up inside this thing right now, which I think is a really fantastic feature. Outside of the pockets and some of the places, because I like to have pockets to store whatever items you need to have on the site. I also thought that it would be important that we mention NFPA 2112 certified garments.
Right.
Both of the garments that we're wearing certified for that NFPA 2112 standard that makes garments flame resistant. So, these garments, when they come in contact with an open flame source, they're going to self-extinguish really quickly. So it's added layer of protection for the wearer.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that Bulwark really does well. They make sure that they use an independent third-party certification process, the Underwriters Laboratory, to test all their garments and make sure that they're complying to the correct standards. And that's the one thing certainly about the two pieces, the flexibility.
Certainly.
What we hear from a lot of people is that, when they have the two-piece and they're out there working and as you're moving, your body temperature rises, the ability to break down the jacket or the bib or just wear them independently is really useful. And we often, that's what we hear, is that it just gives me a lot of flexibility. And JR, one of the things that I really appreciate about the Bulwark line is the durability. They've really they've used extra heavy duty brass zippers and snap closures, and so you're not going to experience a failure with the closing mechanisms on the garment. Getting in and out of these garments are easier because I think Bulwark does a great job of bringing the zippers on the bibs and the coveralls clear up to the hip, so you can really open these garments up and get in and out of them rather easily. If I could say one thing, and as I said, I think I earlier stated, our number one seller is the bib and parka combination. And a few people have bought the one-piece insulated coverall like the one that I'm wearing. The one complaint or drawback to this particular type of outfit is getting in and out of it. I mean, you don't have the flexibility of being able to break down the top or the bottom in case you're getting overheated. And personally, the one thing that I always struggle with is trying to get the coverall over my shoulders. I always find that to be rather difficult. I'm going to demonstrate that right now. You know, it's just a little harder. It's certainly easier when you have the two-piece to be able to get in and out of it. So that is probably the number one feedback that I hear when we're talking about what should I choose. Should I choose the coverall? Should I choose the bib or a Parka option? So, Jared, I don't know if there's anything that you'd like to add? Or?
Just to kind of build on that thought that you had there with selecting the right garment, I mean, would you say then that it's easier to select the two-piece because it's easier to size? The coverall comes in, you know, you're probably combining a chest measurement or an alpha measurement, like a large, with a length. So maybe a large tall, 2XL tall type thing.
Right.
You have a combination to consider there. Whereas with these Parkas, you know, the Parka probably does come in a tall length as well.
It does.
You know, I'm going to wear a large, okay? The Parka is plenty long enough. I imagine if you're really, I mean, I stand just shy of 6'2". If you're more like 6'7", that's when you're going to need to entertain a tall. The Parka itself is long enough. So would you agree that considering size combinations makes it easier to fit into this combination versus the single piece?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. You know, when you're considering the full body suit like the coverall, yes, it is the chest measurement. It is the torso measurement that often can be, you know, if you're a long torso, making sure you can get it over your shoulders and it's not riding up too much into your, you know, into your crotch to make it more comfortable. That's certainly something to consider. And I think you're right. You're able to adjust the bibs a little more easily and find that level of comfort that you can work with. You know, you said something about the sizing. You know, you're 6'2", I'm 6'1". These items do come in talls. However, they even recommend that, you know, if you're over 6'1", that you can consider a long, the taller version. Quite frankly, I think these items fit true to size. And, you know, if you're, you know, over 6 foot tall, you know, usually a regular length in the Parka and or the bibs is fine. You know, if you're getting, I would probably recommend if you're 6'4" or taller, you might want to consider ordering a tall or long in the Parka or the bibs, but take that into consideration when trying to determine your size. And certainly if you need any help in pulling together an order, if you want to learn more, go to the Learning Center at modelapparel.com.